Hi, this is Dr. Lisabeth Medlock of Life by Design Coaching with your life coaching tip of the week for the week of February 4th, 2013. This week I'm going to talk about one of the articles that I had in my recent February newsletter and expand a little bit more on ways to make your life simple. And since it's February, the month of love, I talked about the KISS principle, which isn't about kissing or the Prince song Kiss. It's about something that if you've ever worked in engineering or design, or even when I was getting my PhD and we were talking about research evaluation designs, the KISS principle is keep it simple, stupid. And the idea is that simple things should be kept simple, and the most simplest designs are best. And we don't need to create complexity where there doesn't need to be complexity. This is something that I talk to all the time, especially with my daughter about. Let's not make the simple things that should be easy to do, complex. And I think that's something that I talk to my clients about and other people, is keeping things in life simple and not creating complexity where there's no need to create complexity. Because when we create complexity, and a lot of times we do create complexity, we just create a lot of stress in our lives. Yes, some things are complex by nature, but I think we create added complexity. So these are some things that you can do to keep the simple things simple, or to keep your life simple in general. The first thing is that you have to realize that the weight of the world is not on your shoulders. You are not responsible for everything, and you have to do a really good job, and I've stressed this so many times, in figuring out the things that you can control and can't control. So yes, you can control certain things, maybe 5-10% of what goes on in your life. Most of the stuff you can't control, and you need to exert control where you can and let go of those things that you can't control. And that is a way to simplify. You can know where to put your energy and where not to put your energy. The other part of that is really responsibility, is don't take everything on yourself. That means you need to be able to delegate correctly, that you need to be able to not feel like you have to do everything right now, at once, even though your child is telling you, I want it now, or do it right now, mommy. For me, it's kind of like, or my clients, I need to get things done for them, but, or writing the book, which I really do need to do right now. There's a time and a space and a place for everything, and don't overburden or overwhelm yourself by putting undue time pressures on yourself of everything has to be done right now and completed right now, and I have to be the one to do it. So other people can take on the burden and the load of things, and also you can reduce your burden or your load by parsing out things into smaller segments. So break it down into manageable chunks. Do things slower. You don't have to go as fast. I think in this world we go really fast a lot of times. We think everything has to be done immediately and quickly, but slow things down, break things down, take it in chunks, and I think that's a way to make your life more simple. The next thing I think that's really important in making your life simple is to figure out a way to get out of your head. The way we create complexity is that we tend to overanalyze things, overthink things, over-dramatize things. I think this gets into, I got into a conversation with a friend the other day, and a lot of the dialogue was about, how am I going to react when this person says this? I'm like, well, do you have one of those balls, crystal balls, that tells you how the person's going to actually, what they're going to say and do? Because I don't think you do. We don't know what's going to happen. So how can you plan how you're going to react? You have to react in the moment. And this person was expending so much energy and worry over, what am I going to say? What am I going to do if this happens, if that happens? And we do that all the time. I think things too far into the future of the possibilities, and we don't really know what's going to happen. So I think if we stay out of our heads, if we stay out of our heads in that way, where we don't kind of think too much far into the future, we stay in the present, and we stay out of our heads in terms of all the negative self-talk that goes on, and the mind chatter and the clutter, and we're really, keeping track of the negative things that pop into our head and replacing them with positive things that I've talked about many, many times. That's also a way to make your life more simple, because you have a handle on being present, not overanalyzing, not stretching two things out in the future. You don't have a silver ball, crystal ball, sorry, or a magic wand. We all want one, we don't have them. So being able to get rid of all that anticipatory worry, anticipatory anxiety, and all that negative mind clutter and negative talk is a huge thing to make your life simpler. Another thing is to take care of yourself, to think about yourself, put yourself first. I talk about that a lot. but also to really pay close attention to your own health, your own needs, your own signals from your body, your gut reaction or emotions about something, your intuition. I think we all have a certain level of intuition, and we need to realize that and use it, and really pay attention to those things that are making us happy and making us joyful. I think we can get rid of a lot of the things that are more complex and stressful. Those things are light. We can minimize them. We can walk away from them. It could be negative energy, negative people. I saw this recent article pop up on AO, how to divorce your friends. I've divorced many of my friends because there was a lot of negativity and complexity there that I didn't want to deal with. But I think in terms of doing things that are fun and joyful and recognize what feeds your soul, and doing those things is also a way to simplify your life, because you have to bring joy into it. Another thing that I think that's really important is to, live completely fully and be present and live in the moment, like I just talked about, but really kind of focus on your energy, not only on yourself, but on being kind and compassionate and caring to other people, and really treat other people how we want to be treated, and put positive energy out into the world. And you can do this in very simple ways. I think I put it in Simplify Your Life because there are simple, small, sweet, nice things that you can do for other people every day that, will heap their rewards on you, make you feel good about yourself, and make that other person feel wonderful. So I think it's important to be compassionate and do really, really simple things that bring other people joy. And I think that's an important part of simplifying your life. So that's just a few things that you can do to simplify your life. Keep it simple, stupid. I don't like to use the word stupid, but it's the KISS principle. So I didn't coin it. It was coined by an engineer a long time ago. And there's lots of other ways to simplify your life. Look for being more organized. Clutter, I think, makes life stressful and complex. So getting rid of that, but always think of ways of not only how do I make this simpler, but how do I make this simple thing not complex? Or am I adding complexity to something that should be straightforward and simple? I think that's the real key. The question that you should ask yourself over and over: am I making something simple really stressful and complex? Because so many times when I turn that on myself and I ask myself that question, and I watch my child as she grows and develops, we do tend to make pretty simple, straightforward things complex. And I think if we can get out of that mode of thinking and doing and being, we'd be a lot happier. I hope